Here's 5 simple tips to study smarter. Tip 1, listening to music. So this is something that I'll do before any study session, and several studies have found that listening to music while studying improves focus, concentration, and mood, and that Baroque and classical music are quite effective. I know that some people prefer to study while in silence, but if you do study while listening to music, there's some ways to get the most out of it, and that's to ensure that the music is something that you enjoy, something that puts you in a good mood, to ensure that the music is not too loud or too fast paced. Music at 40 to 60 beats per minute have been shown to have a calming effect while studying. To ensure that the music has few lyrics or no lyrics at all. Lyrics have been shown to be quite distracting, especially when you're trying to learn new concepts. And to make sure that the music is already in a playlist so that you're not getting distracted by choosing the next song. Tip number 2, create your hyperbolic time chamber. So this is probably unfamiliar to a lot of you, but as a kid, my brother and I would watch a lot of Dragon Ball Z. And in the show, there was this place called the hyperbolic time chamber. It was a dimension separate to that from Earth, and it had no sense of night and day. And it was a place that the characters like Goku and Vegeta would go to, where they train to get stronger, to get faster and more powerful. It was free from any distractions or external circumstances. And why it's important for us is that we want to create a workspace that also has those elements, a place where we can get deep work accomplished. And instead of training our muscles, we're training our mind. And ways that you can create this workspace is to firstly, eliminate all distractions. So that's putting your phone away in a different room, putting it on do not disturb, telling your housemates that you need a few hours of undisturbed study time. To create a workspace that's comfortable, ensure good lighting, ensure good airflow, open a window, use a diffuser, and to keep important resources like textbooks, stationery, or notebooks handy so you're not trying to look for them, and it'll reduce the friction from getting started. The reason why I like the analogy is that 1 year in the time chamber is equivalent to 1 day back on Earth. So the characters would go there, they'd train for 2 to 3 years, and they'd come back, and it would only have been 2 to 3 days back on Earth, but they've come back stronger and more powerful. If we can create a workspace where we can really focus and really achieve deep work, then 3 hours of focused, uninterrupted study can be just as effective as someone who spent 10 to 12 hours doing fragmented, distracted study over the entire day. We can be more efficient, we can save more time, and we can get more done. Tip number 3, get moving. So movement is extremely important for the body, and as humans, we're not designed to be in one place for a prolonged amount of time. Having poor posture and being in the same position for too long reduces concentration. Let me give you an example. If you were asked a question by a teacher or you were put on the spot to explain a concept to a friend, how would you be positioned? You'd probably be sitting or standing upright. Your head would be forward. Your eyes would be attentive. You'd be fully engaged in that task so that you can get the answer correct. Likewise, when it comes to studying, you want to have good posture. You want to be attentive. You don't want to be slouching. You don't want to be in the same position for too long. And how I do this is that every 20 to 30 minutes, I'll take a minute to be mindful of how I'm sitting, to move around and stretch out my arms and legs to get the blood flowing, and to take my eyes away from the computer screen and look outside or look into the distance so I don't get eye fatigue over time. Tip number 4, the 10-minute rule. So choose one task that's been causing you stress. That could be an assignment, a report, studying for a test that's coming up. Choose that thing and spend 10 minutes working on it. What you'll find is that 10 minutes that you are working on it becomes 30 minutes, becomes 1 hour, because now you're a little bit more familiar with the task at hand. The reason why we get stressed about these things is because we look at the task at its whole, the 10 hours that it might take working on the assignment. But if we just allocate 10 minutes or little short bursts of working on it, then it doesn't become a big goal, it becomes maybe 5, 10 little goals, and it's more achievable and it's less stressful. Tip number 5, find a study partner and do a teaching exchange. So this has a twofold benefit. First of all, it gives you an accountability partner, someone that can motivate you, that can help you stay on track, that can give you a little bit of friendly competition to keep you going. More than that, by talking through concepts after a study session, that gives you a second chance to revise the topic, which is beneficial not just for you, but also for the person that you're teaching. I find that studying in this way is a little bit more fun, and just knowing that you're going to have to teach someone the concept later on gives you that little extra push to better understand it so that you can explain it back to someone in your own words. Well, those are just some tips that help me be more efficient when I'm studying. If you found them useful, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this. I'm gonna head off for a study session right now, and I hope you guys do too after clicking off this video. And until next time, this was Sebastian. Stay sharp.